What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Alienator, which was my fully functional work and gaming PC which I had built on this channel I think about a year and a half back. And now as you can see, it looks far from being a fully functional computer. Now I had to disassemble this PC completely due to multiple hardware failures, and it was so bad that I had no other kind of option but to build a new one here. So the goal today is to have some new PC hardware inside this case, and hopefully we'll have a functional PC by the end of this video. Stay tuned till the end. Alright guys, before we begin, make sure you all are subscribed to the channel, hit that like button and share this video. So the parts that you see here on the table have been selected on two parameters: performance and looks. Now, I have a very specific picture of the PC I want in my mind, and that's exactly what I'm targeting to build here. So let's start with some components here. And to begin with, we have the motherboard, which is the ridiculously heavy and ridiculously expensive Crosshair Ax1600i Hero motherboard. Next in line is our CPU, and for that I'm going ahead with this Ryzen 9 7950X, a 16-core monster from AMD. Next in line is our CPU cooler, and for this I'm going to use this beautiful EKWB Quantum Velocity 2 CPU water block. Now before I move forward with other components that I have here, I just want to put these three together and see how it looks. As I said, I have a very specific picture of this PC in my mind, so looks are just as important as the performance. So let me just quickly go ahead and put these three together, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, I'm back and extremely happy with the way things are coming together, and now I can't just wait to install the motherboard inside this case. But before I do that, I want to install my NVMe M.2 drives from my previous build onto this motherboard, and then put the motherboard inside the case, have the CPU block connected to the cooling loop, and see how it turns out. So guys, keep watching. Now, the last two components required to finish up this build are the RAM and the GPU. Now, for the RAM, I have selected this 32 gig kit of the Corsair Dominator Platinum memory. These are clocked at 6200 megatransfers per second with a cache latency of CL36. Now, finally, for the GPU, I have chosen this Founders Edition RTX 4090. Now, you will be surprised to know that this was the cheapest 4090 available at the time of purchase. Now, I'll be taking off the stock cooler of this GPU, and I'll be installing this EKWB Quantum Vector 2 GPU water block. Now, as the 4090 doesn't have the memory modules on the back side, I'm not going to use an active cooling backplate. So guys, let me just quickly prepare the GPU for the installation and finally install both the RAM and GPU inside this case, finish the build, show you guys a small montage of the finished product, and then I'll see you at the end. Alright guys, so the build is finally finished and it looks absolutely amazing. Now, as I had mentioned before in this video previously, that the performance is as important as the looks. So let's take a couple of minutes to see the performance of this amazing system. So to begin with, to test the CPU, I enabled the PBO inside the BIOS and then did some tweaking inside the Ryzen Master software. In an ambient room temperature of 29 degrees, the system idles at around 45.6 degrees. Running Cinebench R23 got me a score of 38,125 points while drawing 240 watts of power and reaching 95 degrees. I wasn't comfortable with these high temperatures, so I decided to play with the manual overclocking or underclocking, depending on how you see it. So after a BIOS reset, I manually set the CPU to run at 5.2 GHz on all cores at 1.22 volts. This reduced the ideal temperatures to around 43 degrees, and running Cinebench R23 this time around got me a higher score of 38,896 points. At the same time, the CPU was running a lot cooler at 74 degrees and was drawing significantly less power at 196 watts, which I believe is amazing. Next up is the GPU. Now, I did not test the gaming performance or run any benchmarks or do any overclocking or tweaking, as I would be using the system strictly for work. The two things I tested which were of concern to me were the temperatures of the GPU itself and the melting power connector on the 4090. The 4090 idles at around 31 degrees on stock settings, and when stressing the GPU by running firmarc, the GPU temps rise to about 61 degrees and never exceeded it during my 30 minutes of testing. The 4090 consumes a whopping 435 watts when under 100% load. All this time I was frequently touching the power connector to see if it was getting hot or if there was smoke that was coming out of the connector. But thankfully everything was fine and is still going good after about 20 days of heavy utilization. So guys, this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you like this build. Down in the comment section below, do let me know what you think about it. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. Bye-bye.